But you notice where the rain is really kind of focusing. See how it's kind of focusing out here to the west? That's the same area that had the strong thunderstorms on Saturday. We had some wind out there. We had a lot of rain. So now we're adding more rain to that. While the eastern part of the state, yes, we've had a couple of good downpours out of the whole thing, but so far it really hasn't amounted to as much as we see in the western part of the state, which is why we're keeping an eye on that area. So you'll notice that we have rain offshore, and if you go down here to the south, it's really out of radar range, but there's a lot of clouds down here, which tells us that there's a lot of moisture here. And it's all just spinning up around this closed upper level low. And it'll just keep doing that. It'll do it today, tonight, tomorrow. It will do it through Wednesday. It'll finally be on Thursday. This thing moves out of here and we see a little sunshine back into the forecast. So as far as the showers are concerned, most of the time it's kind of showers and drizzle, but occasionally there might be a few downpours. I think we could have one batch of that over after midnight tonight. We could have another batch tomorrow afternoon. And then on Wednesday, it's just kind of hit or miss showers till finally we get to some sunshine on Thursday. So you see what happens. Watch how it just kind of really focuses out here. This is 10 o'clock tonight. But overnight, some of that rain is going to push its way eastward, and there may be an occasional downpour. This happens to be at 3 o'clock in the morning. Maybe a rumble of thunder, but more than likely, if that does happen, it will be out to the west. And then for your morning commute, it's still showers out there and drizzle, but I think the downpours hold off until late morning into early afternoon. That's when we'll see some more downpours. And if these happen, it's a little warmer, it's kind of muggy, we may get a rumble of thunder out of that. That would be during the afternoon, and of course, it would have some impact on your evening commute as well. And then we head for tomorrow night, and things are kind of letting up a little bit. We head for Wednesday, some more showers coming in. This looks lighter in nature, but again, focusing a lot in the western part of the state and eventually then pushing its way eastward. So for some of us, especially in the southeastern part of the state, you may get most of your rain on Wednesday, even though we're talking about torrential rains the next 48 hours out to the west. So in this area here, a good 1 to 3 inches of rain seems likely, but you can see how it tapers off. Now, an inch of rain, welcomed, as long as it doesn't come down too fast, because we are still in the midst of a drought. So a nice little gentle rain, an inch of it would be really welcome, just not too much. And that's what I'm afraid is going to be happening out in the western part of the state. 49 degrees right now. The air is almost 100% saturated, which is why the visibility in Boston is about a half mile. We did pick up 75/100ths of an inch of rain since midnight last night. Toward the Cape and the Islands, we actually had a little sunshine breakthrough today, which is why the visibility is just fine. But that warm, moist air working its way up, hitting the colder air. That's why from Worcester through Norwood to Boston, we're looking at reduced visibility because of the fog out there. So tonight, showers and drizzle, but downpours after midnight are a possibility. It'll be a cool and foggy night. Temperatures about where they are right now, which is right around that 50-degree mark. Tomorrow's a warmer day. There'll be some morning showers and drizzle, and then I think during the early afternoon, we have a chance of seeing some downpours and maybe even a rumble of thunder with that. Again, some patchy fog is possibility, and a little bit warmer, as I mentioned, tomorrow with temperatures into the 60s. So this system will slowly inch its way out of here as it rotates another low pressure system around it, and eventually this goes away, and that's when we get into some sunshine on Thursday. Not a completely clear day, but a little sunshine, which is probably something we're not going to see a lot of the next 48 hours. Afternoon downpours tomorrow, your Wednesday, showers likely, and then some sunshine on Thursday. And Friday actually starts with some sunshine because by afternoon, we've got some rain back into the forecast. And that rain looks like it'll linger into Saturday. Of course, what would a weekend be in New England if it didn't rain? And then on Sunday for Mother's Day, we will clear it away. So all moms will hold out for that. We'll get sunshine, we'll get temperatures into the 70s as we head toward the end of the weekend.